Hello everyone, how are you? Today I'm going to present to you a software called TeamGen that I created. It's a random team generator for pickleball or other sports uh, when you want to do a round robin session for round robin session. So players play with everybody else, and yeah, it's real fun. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, why did I create this software first of all? It's because in my club, my pickleball club, we used to use a free software to generate charts, random charts. But the thing is, I discovered that it made many crazy things. Like, for example, it would bench a player for 2 games in a row. It would give 2 buys. We call it buys when you bench someone, but give you someone 2 buys and some other players 0 buys. That's ridiculous. Another thing is that it would sometimes generate 3 buys and other players would get 1 buy instead of, for a particular scenario, instead of giving everybody 2 buys, which is crazy. So when I saw this, I decided with my experience to create a much better software that would be highly optimized and foolproof at the same time. Okay, so what it does, the interface is like a spreadsheet, as you can see, but it does generate printable charts in the form of PDF files. So it's quite easy to use. It's configurable, so you can choose the number of courts and number of players. Okay, so all you have to do to start it is press options. So you choose a number of courts, number of players. For right now, number of games is fixed to 10. Number of rounds, if you will, fixed to 10, corresponding to 2 hours on courts. 2 hours session. Okay, so the limits are for courts. It's between 2 and 8 courts maximum right now. And number of players, well, the maximum is 36, but it's the limit depends on the number of courts. The limit being the number of spares that will generate the worst case. Worst case will be 2 buys. Don't uh, two players on the bench for all players. All players gets 2 buys. Okay, so it's easy to start. You choose your chord. Okay, let's use this default. That's the default configuration. Okay, it tells you that you haven't changed the title yet. So I'll say 2 chords and 8 pairs. Okay, there we go. Okay, notice that information is displayed on the status bar, and the status bar right now is yellow. So it says 2 chords, 2 pairs, and it says no buy because you have no spare. So next step would be to press on generate, and you got your random teams. Every time you press on generate, you generate a new chart. It does produce at the same time not only the spreadsheet, but it generates a printable chart in the form of a PDF. You can quickly access the PDF you just generated by pressing on F5. So there you go. That's how it looks. Okay, I'll go back. Now, let's take another scenario. I'll put 9 pairs here. Okay, now it says, out of 9 pairs, one will get 2 buys, of course, and 8 pairs will get only 1 buy. So one unlucky player will stay on the bench 2 times. Anyways, that's the way it is. Generate. Okay. Notice that it's highly optimized. So here, well, first there's only one spare, so it doesn't matter. But here, if you look at the games, the rounds, no team of 2 players can play on the same court for 2 games in a row. That's impossible. It's optimized. It's optimized so it doesn't happen. Okay, let's take another option. I'll choose 10. Well, no. Let me show you something. No, okay, I'll go with 10. Okay, this time the status bar is green. What does it mean? It means that all the players will get the same number of buys. So it's 2 buys for all players in this scenario. So if I generate, you'll see that they all get result is showing you how the buys were distributed among players. So what does it mean? The first digit means player 1 gets 2 buys, player 2 gets 3, and so on. So if I let's take another option. Well, no, it's one thing I want to say. This is the worst condition. The worst scenario is 2 bites for everyone. You can't go more than that. You can't end up with 3 buys somewhere. That's impossible because the numbers of players are limited. If, for instance, I want to go, let's take three courts. You don't want to calculate in your head, how many players gonna have how many spares. So you leave that to 8, which is impossible because three multiplied by 4 is 12. So this is under. But if you press on it, the software will tell you what the available numbers, allowed numbers are for a number of players. Okay, so maximum 15. 12 means no spare at all because you got 3 courts. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Zero by zero spare. And 15 is the maximum allowed. Why 15? I'll show you why. Because 15 will generate again the maximum, the worst case. So the 15 players out of 15, 15 will get 2 buys. Everybody will get 2 buys because it's green. So if I generate, everybody gets 2 buys. And again, this is a distribution. Something you should notice is that with 10 games, the worst case you can get is always a multiple number of players is will be always a multiple of 5. This is with 10 games. So I did it. Well, at 2 it's 10 players. At 3 courts it's 15. You get everybody gets 2 buys. And if I go to four courts, it's 20. Multiple of 5. There you go. That's the worst case. So if you go with less players, of course, you're not getting 2 bites for everybody. So if I try, let's say, 4 again, I said the worst case is at 20, as it says here. Worst 20 is the no buy. This is the worst case. So I'll put 19. So of course this time status bar is yellow, and out of 19 players, 11 will get 2 buys and 8 will get. This is calculated automatically by the software, and it's optimized also. Nobody gets 0 buy when it's possible. Never you'll see 3 buys for a player here, and never you'll see 0 when it's possible. Of course, if you have less players, it's a different story. If I take again 4, but this time if I put 18, okay, see, this time some will get 2 buys. In fact, it's only 2 players, and see, these 16 others will get 1. Every time you press, you got a different chart, but it's always the same. It's always 2 players with 2 bytes and 16 with 1. Always, always. And no players will get 0. It's optimized, fully optimized. No players will get 0 buy. And it's impossible here to get a player with 2 buys in a row. No. All right. Uh, Again, if I press F5, it gives you a quick access to the printable chart with a nice title, and you got your numbers, your chart, and this is a PDF file. So normally what we do, you would print this chart on a 11 by 17 paper format, because it's easier to read for the players in the on the court, much easier. Avoid printing on smaller format like 8.5 letter, 8.5 by 16. The only scenario, put it to 10. This is the only scenario you should print a file. It's only scenario you should print on letter size. If I check okay, it's selected. In portrait mode, of course. And yeah, you got a big nice printout. Quite readable. Big numbers with big numbers. Okay, let's go back to the software. What else? What else I want to show you? Yeah, you can go. Well, like I said, worst case you'll get every time the number of players is a multiple of 5, but this will work up to 4 courts. You got your 20 players. But if you go to 5 courts, number of players is limited to 24. Why 24? Because we decided to limit the number of buys or players on the bench, spares, to 4 people. 4 people on the bench, maximum, for right now. Maybe in the future versions will go up to 5 buys and perhaps more. Because when it's a multiple of 5, you get you get 2 buys to everybody. So it's fair. It's quite fair. This is unfair, if you will, but this is it. This is optimized. You can't do better than this. I mean, it's optimized calculations. It's a formula that I found out by myself, how to optimize a thing. So you can't beat that, and it's foolproof. If you try, for example, to enter 9 courts here, we'll show you the limits. If you're back to 4, but you try to, well, you try to get 8, yeah, then, and you try to get 21, same thing, you can't do any mistake in there. The thing you have to remember is that you always don't forget to change the title accordingly, according to the scenario you have chosen. You could put anything you want there. You can put the round robin with the everything you want. So yeah, this is it. No, I'll show you. No, I'll show you something. Okay, quick access about printing. I'll show you how it looks. Well, if you try to print this, for example, on 11 by 8.5 letter format, this dotted line shows you that you would need, in portrait mode, you would need 2 sheets to do that. So this is no good. Now, if I change the paper size to 11 by 17, look, it's perfect fit. And you can go poster mode or size mode. No, not size mode. Sorry, poster mode. And you can play with the scaling. So you click on the scale box and you use your cursor on the keyboard to increase the scaling. So you want more or less margin on your print. But usually, what we do is that you bring the PDF, you put it on the USB key, and you bring it to Staples, the store Staples. They offer printing services, and you ask them to print on 11 by 17 sheets, and you can have the sheets laminated, so your chart will last much longer. And they know how to do that perfectly. I've I tried it myself, and I had very, very good results. It's very nice to have a big chart that you put, on the wall with masking tape in the gym, and it's quite easy to read with a big chart like that. It's wonderful. When you have too many players, what you can do is print 2 identical charts and spread them, so you don't get a crowd in front of the chart after each game or round. It's to split the crowd in two. It's better. And we use a paper clip that we fix here on the left, and we move it to indicate the actual game, so we don't lose track of the game we're playing, which game we're playing. Uh, yeah, I wanted to say something else, but I'm forgetting. This is it, man. This is quite easy to use, and it's wonderful. And I think it's the best way to produce and random charts for everybody, and it's easy to see by everybody. You don't need your phone. You don't need your phone. You don't want to bring your phone and look on the phone on a small image. No, no. It's been used by many players now, and I think it's the best solution. And like I said, it's highly optimized, and it's avoiding the mistakes of the free software we used to use at the club. And this is endorsed by the my association, Pickleball Association, which is called the West Island Pickleball Association. All right, there you go. Quite easy to work with. All right, guys. There's one thing I forgot to mention about my software TeamGen. Okay, let's go to let's say, 4 courts, 18. Okay, whatever. ball, four courts, 18 players. Satisfied? Okay, there you go. Generate. Okay, I just created a PDF that you can quickly access by pressing F5. Okay, and then you can print it and everything. Except that I forgot to mention that every time you generate a PDF file, all the PDF files are saved in documents in the directory called TeamGen-PDF. They're all there, and the name of the file itself is descriptive. For instance, if I take this one, it says four courts, 18 pairs, two buys meaning two spares, and these numbers are that's the date and that's the time. Why do I need this? It's because to generate a different file every time, every time I press, if I don't put there, this file would be overwritten every time, or overwritten. So that's why you got it. Doesn't matter. These don't matter. It's just to produce a different file every time. So there you go. That's it. So have fun with it, and I really think it's the best one you can find. Thank you very much.